Coronation Street under Ofcom investigation after Pat Phelan's grisly double murder. With Phelan pressuring Andy into gunning down crook Vinny, before turning the weapon on to his hostage, two of the Coronation Street cast were killed off in the shock twist. But the horrifying scenes may have been too much for Corey fans, after television regulator Ofcom received 390 complaints about the double murder. The sight of two murdered bodies in the Saw-style storyline, which aired before the 9 p.m. Watershed, saw fans flock to Twitter to blast the gory scenes. "Tonight's episode is far too dark and violent for pre-Watershed," said one fan. Another added, "This plot is disgusting and way too dark." A third said, "This is far too early in the evening for two violent murders and on a family show." Speaking to The Sun, an Ofcom spokesperson explained, "We will assess these complaints before we decide whether or not to investigate." Friday's episode of Corey saw manipulative Phelan convince Andy that he would set him free if he murdered Vinny in cold blood. "We will assess these complaints before we decide whether or not to investigate." Ofcom spokesperson twisting his thoughts, a desperate Andy shot Phelan's rival, before Phelan turned the gun back onto his hostage. The psycho builder convinced himself that it was because Andy could not be trusted not to divulge the murder. Told Andy's lifeless corpse, "I'm really sorry kid, I had to, you wouldn't have been able to live with yourself," before ditching the bodies in a lake and heading off to the Rovers' return for a few well-earned pints. But while Phelan has got away with his double murder for now, things are closing in on the soap psycho, with daughter Nicola Rubinstein, Nicola Thorpe, discovering her estranged father is a rapist. But Connor MacIntyre, who plays Phelan, has hinted that the character will face the wrath of the soap gods and eventually. Speaking to the Radio Times, the soap star said, "Corey fans are very cool. They get it. And there's a sense of ownership about it. If you're a Corey fan, you enjoy your villain, knowing full well that he'll inevitably get his comeuppance. It's a very moral universe and quite right too." The reaction I usually get is, "You're so horrible. We really hate you." "But we don't want them to kill you yet," he added. "I'll let the readers make up their own minds about that one. But just look at our political class, self-interested and, as Ken Loach put it recently, consciously cruel." Pat just embodies that mentality, doesn't he? But what else is Phelan capable of before he's eventually found out? Coronation Street continues at 7:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. tonight on ITV. Related articles: Coronation Street spoilers, Rita Tanner brain rumor results revealed. Coronation Street to rewrite Christmas scenes after Bruno Lengel's sexual assault charge. EastEnders legend devastated to be axed.